I don't know how we got Mike Tyson, but we're going to go back into what we were talking about. Hello, everyone. Welcome to American Shade. It's Brittany King, your host and your girl. And today, by the title, you know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about whether or not I'm exiting YouTube or quitting YouTube. I'll be talking about my hiatus more with some transparency and all of the above. I'm just going to be talking about it. But first, I want to make an announcement. Some of you might not know this, and if you don't, American Shade officially turned 1 year old this past October. So I have a 1-year-old daughter. I'm very proud of her, and I am so glad to be a parent. It is amazing. Just kidding. On a real note, I am very happy and grateful for every single one of you that have supported this platform from day one, or if you just joined in with this forum of American Shade. I thank you for your support, because without your support, this wouldn't be much of a channel. So I just want to say that, and you're the real MVP. So give yourself a pat on the back. We both will do it together. I do want to say I did attempt a 1 anniversary video a couple months ago. I would say maybe, was it? I think it was like, it wasn't in October. Yeah, it was October. Sorry. Well, let me do that again. So I did plan a 1-year anniversary video, and I actually was shooting it, but because of time and because of my work schedule, I wasn't able to produce anything that I felt comfortable and not embarrassed of. I didn't want to have anything that was rushed, especially for my 1-year anniversary and our 1-year anniversary on this channel. So I'm going to wait to do that in December, and I'm going to have it more of an interaction with the viewers. So I'm trying to set that up, but that'll be announced later on. So let's just get into it. Am I leaving YouTube? Yes, I am. So peace and goodbye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not leaving YouTube. I am not exiting YouTube, but I have thought about it. This past couple of months, I have thought about leaving the channel and platforming my ideas and discussions with other people and panels and even viewers having their own dialogues in a different way, but I'll get into that later. I'm going to explain the hiatus that you have been seeing on this channel. So in August of this year, I was given an opportunity to teach reading, writing, and inquiry, which is essentially a writing and critical thinking course at Indiana University in my hometown. And the person that approached me with this knew of my channel, knew of my work, and knew of me for about 10 years. They have seen me kind of grow and thought that this would be a great opportunity for me and wanted the students to get insight on my background and what I've learned thus far in my career. And I thought about it and I was like, I'm not a teacher, I'm not a professor. Like, I never thought about doing that until honestly, probably like 70 years old. Like, I just want to be old and amazing in the prime of 70 and teaching kids all what I know and just being like, okay, y'all about to learn some stuff. I would love to teach at that age. Somebody just says that age where people just know and have gathered so much knowledge. And I always love having professors that were older that can just give all the wisdom. So I would teach then. But when I was given this opportunity, I really thought, no, automatically no. But I of course, prayed on it. And I was like, you know what? Am I saying no because I'm scared or nervous, or I think it's gonna be a challenge, or am I saying no because I don't think I'm ready? And it was the former. I think I was a little hesitant and a little afraid. And because I acknowledged that, I realized I had to do it. So I did it, and I shouldn't have. Just kidding. Just no, I love doing this. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. That was them. That was IU saying, clean your act up. I'm kidding. No, I loved the challenge of doing this, this writing position, and especially with it incorporating critical thinking. That's what I do on this platform, and I'm a proponent for it. I'm an advocate for it. And to be able to communicate that to young students was really rewarding. It still is, because I'm not finished yet. I'll be finished in December. They offered me the job again, and I haven't decided no or yes. So I'm not sure, but it's a lot of work, and I underestimated how much work it would be to teach this course, because I'm only teaching one course. And I have like 15 students, so I was like, I can do that, and I can do YouTube, and I can do all my writing that I'm doing and freelancing and all that. I'll be fine. Nope. That's the sentence. Nope, with a big old period at the end. I realized all of my energy and all of my time first needed to be given to this position. And then anything after that could be given to YouTube or my freelancing work. I won't say it took a toll on me, but it did. I was frustrated sometimes because there's things I wanted to talk about on this channel, or there's things I wanted to write about that I couldn't. I really literally could not, because not only does teaching take a lot of your time, right? But it also takes so much energy. I care about every single student I have, and I care about whether or not they're understanding, the reading material, getting the writing structure down, understanding their critical thinking skills. And I would put all of myself into it, and I still am. And after I'm done, it might be midnight, or after I'm done, I might be so exhausted where I just have to take some rest, and I don't have the energy to make any content for YouTube, or to even to prose any ideas on my own. And that is why I'm hesitant to take this job again, only because of time, not because of the actual job, because the job is an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I said yes to it. I don't want to keep on elaborating on this point, because this isn't really what I want to talk about, but I just want to say that explains the hiatus, because I was focusing on that position and still am. But as mid-December is coming, when that term ends, I can then create way more content than I was, and kind of get back to schedule prior than taking the job at IU. But let's get back to why I even said I was considering exiting YouTube and completely being like, peace, deuces. Well, there's a few reasons. The number one reason is YouTube is a polarizing. YouTube is polarizing AF. Everyone obviously knows this. Your mom knows this. Your little dog knows this. YouTube loves polarization, and the algorithm awards polarization and divisiveness. It does. Not to say that's all the algorithm wants, right? Like, not to blame everything on the algorithm. I'm not saying that. But you see these viral videos going viral, usually going viral because they have like violence, they're fighting, they have arguing, they have these people getting embarrassed. But I don't know if it's more so the algorithm than it is people wanting to see that. But the algorithm pushes that on people's homepages, and then they see it, and that just, the algorithm then is like, okay, so when people see these things, then we get more views. So we need to push these things out more in front of their face. So then the things that could be helpful for people that are less polarizing and disarming and things of that nature get pushed to the wayside, where people are like, oh my gosh, I never saw this video. And I'm not talking about my content necessarily, I'm talking about just in general. There's a lot of creators out there doing work that isn't seen because they're not leaning in to the mess, so to speak. And a lot of people be like, wow, I never even saw this. A year later, I'm seeing this. I can't believe I haven't seen this. And this could be to a few things where they're not seeing it because content is being pushed to them that, like I said, is polarizing, or they are the ones, and they are the ones pressing these type of videos. And then the algorithm was like, okay, here's some more for you. With that said, as inevitably we are humans. So I'm not trying to demonize people who might be creating content that is clout chasing, so to speak. I think as humans, especially if you're a YouTuber or you're someone that's creating, content on YouTube, you're probably like, I want to keep my viewership up and I want to keep people interested. So then you post and post and post, and before you know it, you are like Logan Paul in a forest making a video of something you should have never even seen or even thought of producing. And I'm not even going to say what it is. I'm not even going to show a thumbnail for you to see it. I think he took it down, but I'm pretty sure we all know that story. This is something I've observed over the years, but especially getting a platform. I'm someone that is trying, like a lot of other people, to bring nuance and to bring nuance into balance and try to bring some insights for people to understand that a lot of these other things outside in the world, like social media and mainstream media and things of that nature, are doing the work a lot of the times of further dividing us. And I'm trying to use this platform to bring in those polarizing viewpoints, those opposing views that we always see on Twitter, we always see on Instagram, we always see everywhere, or in the news. They're constantly at it. I purposely bring those voices together on here so they cultivate nuance, even unbeknownst to them. They might be coming on this platform like, I'm going to really challenge these people. And then they leave thinking, dang, I agree a lot with that person I thought that I would butt heads with, or wow, I was wrong about this idea. Now I need to go back and interrogate it and vet it. That is what this channel is for. It's not for you to believe a certain way. It's not for you to change your mind and start believing like me. No, the purpose is to understand why you believe what you believe, think the way you think, and if you're in an echo chamber, to get out of the echo chamber. And also, that's something I try to be careful about on this platform. I don't want AmericanShade to become an echo chamber. I don't want AmericanShade to turn into the thing that I'm trying to steer people away from for their own benefit. Because it's so easy to be inside echo chambers and inside, vacuums of people that think the way you think, and you think that this is the world, and you think that this is the whole reality, when reality is so much bigger than yours. Also, there is this huge need, and this is just mainstream media really, or media in general, for people to be first. People love to be first with the topic, whether it's political or if it's dealing with pop culture. People want to be first because they want people to look at them first. And sometimes by being first, you might be inaccurate about things. And, I'm not immune to this. I'm sure that's happened to me on this platform. But, it's good to realize that and realize your mistakes and take a step back and try not to do that again. And that's what I've applied to myself. A lot of the time, there's people that with good intentions want to be first. And then there's people that want to be first because they're chasing clout. And the number one thing I remember, I keep in my mind is, well, there's two things. Don't chase the clout, chase the change you want to see. And two, don't believe the hype. Those are the things I live by on this channel. Do not chase the clout and do not believe the hype. And what I mean by do not believe the hype is, even though I really, appreciate everyone's encouragement and support, my livelihood or my confidence or the basis of why I'm doing what I'm doing is not contingent on that. Because if people only do videos or only are doing content because of the hype they get, because people give them positive affirmation and they love that and they feed off that, then they will do anything for it. And it will happen subtly, and then it'll just be so overt. That's why a lot of times that YouTube creators who fall victim to this or do it on purpose, you're becoming the thing that you said you wouldn't, or you're becoming a thing that you said you're against. And so for me, I just, I appreciate your support, but I am not going to, but I'm okay without support because I have to be able to say and stand on what I believe in my convictions without chasing people to be like, you're so good, you're so good. I'm not looking for people to build up my ego. I'm just not. I think in life, people need to be like that. In life, you have to be able to have self-confidence in yourself to where when people say good things about you, it's good things about you, and it's something you can appreciate, but it's not something you are hungry for. It's not something you starve for or thirsty for. Because if that's the case, then they then control you. Because if they don't like you, then it's like, well, then I don't mean anything to anyone. And if they love you, you're like, oh, I mean everything to everyone. No, you have to know that you're consistently important and you're consistently valuable, whether you're on YouTube or not, whether you're 9 or 5 or not, whether people, see all the work you're putting in at your job or not. You can't believe the hype. I don't know if Mike Tyson was the one that said that, but I remember there was a picture of Mike Tyson. He had like, don't believe the hype on like a back of like a windbreaker jacket. And I love that picture. I'm just like, and I think that's after he won something and he was just still like, no. I don't know how we got on Mike Tyson, but we're going to go back into what we're talking about. All right, so let's talk about the direction of this channel. There's going to be a new direction of this channel. If you have been here since day one, you saw me in my greatest prime doing a reaction video, like off the cuff and just having fun with it. It was when I had like 100 subscribers. And that's kind of where I was going, with the channel. I was doing reaction videos to videos, giving my commentary, giving my analysis on it. And then I started doing my own critical takes on thinkers that I found important or writers that I found important, varying from Ta-Nehisi Coates to Jordan Peterson, to James Baldwin, to Toni Morrison, Ida B. Wells, George Orwell, like just people that I found very important. Then it started to become, okay, I'm going to do more interviews because of my journalism background, one-on-one interviews. Then I started hosting panel discussions. I will say definitely my critical takes on thinkers and of the like were getting a lot of great feedback. But when I was doing panel discussions, perhaps in my point of view, I felt like that was most impactful based on the takeaways the panelists had. The panelists came in knowing that they were going to be discussing ideas with people that they otherwise would disagree with or otherwise may not even be on a panel with at all. And then they come away and they're like, not to say, oh, this was the best panel I've ever been on. People have said this is one of the best discussions I've ever had, but I wouldn't give myself all that credit. I would say it's the credit due to the other panelists because they came in willing to listen and understand, but still challenge, but in a respectful way, but not in a way that was coddling to anyone, but in a way that was just like, okay, the more respectful we are, the more open we'll be and the more we'll get somewhere. So I found panel discussions the most successful because of how you guys reacted, but because of other panelists were like, and they found that they got so much insight from the other side that they were like, it's funny because they're like, I've heard this position on Twitter, but because on Twitter, it like it invites you to fight with people. Like, it's like, just fight with that person, just do it. Use all your threads to say something about them, malign their character. But on here, they're like, but the person had a chance to thoroughly explain their point without targeting me. And I was listening and I realized not only do I hear them, but I kind of agree to an extent on what they're saying. And some of those people now follow each other on Twitter, Instagram, they talk one-on-one, they have their own conversations, it's ongoing. That is what I want. Like, that is the point of this. It's for not even for people to change their position necessarily, but for you to just see the humanity in the other person, and that maybe perhaps, for example, with CRT, the last debate we did, just let's just say, and this is hypothetical, I'm not saying this was anyone on the panel, but let's just say like an anti-CRT or an opponent CRT just are not going to see eye to eye, but because of other things we discussed on there, they're like, oh, I didn't know you like this type of music. Oh, I know you like this. And then they just start their own friendship. They're like, we are not going to agree on CRT, but we agree on, the fact that, I don't know, Chuck Berry is the best musician that we've ever heard, or this film is the best we've ever seen, or we just agree on certain philosophy. Like, that is the point. Not that if I agree with you, when we get to a point where we agree, then we can have a relationship. Then I can see your humanity. No, it's, I see your humanity. We're going to disagree perhaps on a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that a relationship between you and I can't foster. American peace, love, American shade, people. That is why I say the slogan. But in all sincerity, that is the direction that I want this channel to go into more. I want to lean more into that, more into one-on-one conversations with people like I've done with Africa Brooke, like I've done with Kimi Katiti and other people. And I want to do more panel discussions. And also what I want to do is not only have a Q&A for viewers to come on and discuss things with the panelists or pose a question, but I want to have panels where it's just viewers. I want to have panels where it's just subscribers, where you guys have the floor to talk about the things that the panelists are talking about, or to talk about issues that are pressing. And I don't want to just only like give it to people that have public platforms, because there's so many of you that are mothers, that are fathers, that are uncles, that are, just friends, whatever, just people living in America, in the world, that are like, man, I really want to state my opinion, but I don't really have a following, or I don't really have like a YouTube channel that this point will get across to a lot of people. So I want to present that and give that opportunity to you. I do, because a lot of not even a lot of times, all the time when you guys come on the panel, you say things where we're like, dang, that's a good point. Or you pose a question and I'm like, well, I need to think about that. And if you can do that with other people that are in the same boat with you, that just want to have a chance to say what they want to say, that's the point of this platform. That's the point. So that is definitely going to be happening. There's going to be opportunities, a lot of opportunities for people to get on these panels, and there'll be a process with that, and I'll explain that all later, but that is going to be introduced on this channel as of December and then ongoing. So to conclude this video, I want to just give a little bit more insight on things coming up. So first off, I want to preface that I'm going to be expanding the topics on this channel. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about besides race issues and social issues. Those are obviously the most controversial, in America, but there's also a lot of things I would like to discuss and talk about. And so you're going to see that expansion happen next year. Also, with the announcements, the CRT Part 2 debate is coming in December. It's going to be the first week of December. If you go to the community tab right now, you will be able to see the people that are going to be on the panel. And then I'm going to add their names and some information in articles as well, so you can get a background of what they think already. And I'm not necessarily going to say who's anti and pro based on the content that I'm going to post about what they write about or what they discuss in their podcast. You'll be able to make that decision on your own. Also, I'm going to be having a discussion with two cool people and people I've talked to and I consider friends who have podcasts. We're going to be talking about why do we have podcasts and why we have a YouTube channel. And we'll probably discuss why is Joe Rogan so successful? What is the ingredients that make him so successful? And why everyone has a podcast now. So we're going to get into that. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video to give you more insight about, the direction of American Shade, where it's going, where it's evolving to, what you'll be seeing this year and next year and beyond. But like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I appreciate the support and encouragement, and there's more on the way. I say that all the time, and there really is more on the way. So as always, you can say it.